What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Low Life Podcast. I'm your host Brady, and let's just get into it this week. We got a couple shows to talk about. They're not new, but I'm going to talk about them because they are coming up, getting pretty close. So on October 6th is the Dojo Showcase. I've talked about it a couple times. I think I've even posted the flyer a couple times. So that's coming up here pretty quick. So be prepared for that. Be ready. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And then I talked about it last week on October 20th at Oklahoma Motorsports Complex here in Norman, Oklahoma. Little south of Oklahoma City is Neon Drift from 12 p.m. till 10 p.m. Going to be a bunch of drift cars out there. They're going to be running neon and all kinds of crazy lights when it gets dark. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've already seen a couple of people in the drift community kind of prepping for it. It's going to be cool. So those are my two shows to kind of just give a little shout out and promote for this week. And so speaking of shows, last week I went to two shows. So first, on Thursday, I went and saw one of my favorite bands, probably top 10 favorite bands, Bullet for My Valentine with my dad. I took him for his birthday because he likes Bullet, and I've loved them since I was in like 8th grade. I've just one of my favorite bands, and I went and saw them, and We Came as Romans and Bad Omens, and that show was so much fun. Got to see some friends I didn't really expect to see. Got to see Bad Omens, who I'd never seen before. They were really, really dope. I've been jamming the full length album they have out. Really good. My dad really liked that band a lot. He was like super into them, so that was really cool. We Came as Romans was good. I haven't listened to them since probably high school, so like I wasn't super into it. They did play one song off like their first album, so that was pretty cool. Um, Definitely was singing that one, but most of the other ones I don't know them or I just haven't been into them in a while. But they were good live. Don't get me wrong, they were really good, and I'm sure that it was really hard for them to perform, given the fact that their other lead singer had, passed away not even a month ago. It literally is just now like been a month as of like today or tomorrow or something like that. So I'm sure that that was really hard on them, and they mentioned that, saying that it was hard for them to come out on tour, but they knew that they had to do it and all that stuff. But Bullet just straight killed it. They played so many good songs. Few songs I didn't know from newer albums, but like they even played a new song on their new album, and it was sick. That song that might be one of my throwback or my new jams for the week. But yeah, they just put on a killer show. It was so good. It was everything I think I could have asked for. Like I love the Diamond Ballroom. I love that venue. I hadn't been there in like 5 years, so it had been renovated and it was nicer, and it was just so much fun. Stayed up way too late, headbanged too hard, sang too hard, but totally worth it. Totally worth it in the end. So that was what I went to on Thursday night with my dad. And then Saturday night with my dad and my stepmom and my sister, we went to Fall Out Boy and MGK because my stepmom got us like a family thing way back like earlier in the year. We were taking my sister because she loves Fall Out Boy, and I do too. I've been listening to them since like 6th grade. I've had from the copy of From Under the Cork Tree forever. Like I love Fall Out Boy. So we went to that, and a smaller artist called Nothing Nowhere opened, and that was really good. He was really good. He's like a rapper, but he has a band or whatever, and it was pretty good. He's different. I want to go check some of his stuff out. I was pretty into it. Uh, MGK played. Yeah, I know he's been a topic for the last couple podcasts. Weirdly enough. But he was not bad. He was fairly decent live. His first song, like Bad Motherfucker, I think is what it was actually pretty good. Like he came out with a bang. Like he has really good choreography and stage presence, and he was really good for the most part. I didn't dig most of the songs, but he performed them well, and he actually sang and all of that. So he had a backing band, and he actually like said we are MGK. He never really just said I am, which I thought was cool that he kind of gave his band credit because he had like a guitar player and a drummer and a DJ and a bass player. So I thought that was really cool and legit of him. You know, I'd say if you're a fan, definitely go see him. He was pretty good. Like I'm not a fan, but it is what it is. Fall Out Boy though, get me started on Fall Out Boy. Man, that show, their live performance is insane. They've got fireworks and like fucking fire coming out of the thing. And Pete Wentz, their bass player, had a flamethrower like on the back of his bass. Some of the songs. And they did this one part where they played a couple songs like up on this big lift thing, like way up in the air, like right in front of us. Like it was insane. Also, side note to seeing Fall Out Boy, our original seats were like way up in the nosebleeds of the arena, and they put us to where we literally couldn't see the stage. We were like behind a curtain. And we were like, this is shit. We can't even, like, they had curtains blocking some of the other sections, and we literally couldn't even see the stage. So we were like, this is bullshit. My sister goes and says something like, hey, we can't even see the stage from our seats, like, at all. So they're like, okay, well, here, we're going to relocate you. And then they moved us from section, like, 328 all the way down to, like, section 224, right below the box like club seats. So we're like right in front of the club seats now, like way closer to the stage than we were. We literally got like upgraded for free because apparently like this is a problem that the Chesapeake Arena does is like it sells these cheap tickets online into these sections that aren't even actually like, open, and so they had a bunch of extra tickets like set aside for this. And they're like, here you go, you guys can go downstairs and to this section now. And it was so sick, so worth it. Like I'm so glad that that happened because it just made it that much better of a show. And we weren't like right front and center of the stage, but it was a really good view from where we were, like 100% worth it. And just it was super fun to just hang out with my family like that. It's yet another one of my bucket list bands that I've wanted to listen to forever. I mean, wanted to see live forever. And they played every song I probably would have wanted to hear. Other than the fact that I wish they like would do a tour where they played all of From Under the Cork Tree, because that would be really sick. I'd buy that in a heartbeat. If they just played a tour where they just played every song from that album, I'd be pretty set. But they played some old stuff even from before Under the Cork Tree, from Take This to Your Grave. They played a couple songs, Saturday and one other song that's from that. So that was cool. They played a couple real old school jams. It's funny because my sister's like 17 and she's like, I don't know these songs. And I'm like, I know these ones. And then they played stuff from their new album. And I'm like, I don't know these songs. And she's like, I do. So it's kind of funny that they've been around so long that like they have two generations as like their fans, like kids and like, people in their mid 20s. So that's really cool that they've got that going for them. So it was cool for me and my sister to connect and be able to sing songs together, and then be like, oh yeah, well I've been listening to this since this and stuff like that. It was really cool. So that show was really dope. Fall Out Boy kills it. Definitely go see them if they're coming to you sometime soon or on this tour. If you haven't bought tickets, buy tickets. If it's sold out, go see them next time. They're really cool, really dope. So that was a lot of fun. So oh yeah, and then so I saw my friend Ben, who runs a YouTube channel slash brand slash drift team called Kamatrick. Like 3 or 4 podcasts ago, I mentioned an artist called Miles. I just forgot his name. Wow, I feel stupid. What is his last name? Miles Parrish. Duh. I mentioned the artist Miles Parrish, and I mentioned a song called Mosh Pit. I didn't play it, but I just mentioned it. And in Ben's latest video, one of his latest videos, on his drifting videos, he used that song, and he said he used it because of me and because of the podcast. So that's so super sick. Like I was like, oh holy shit, that's fucking awesome. So shout out to you, Ben. I love you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for making dope content and supporting my content and giving me a ride in your drift car because you fucking kill it and you're fucking amazing. So, yeah, I just wanted to give a little shout out to him because that's the homie. And all right, so for my throwback jams this week, well, I'm only gonna do one band this week. I didn't really have anything else I had been listening to, but I'd recently just wanted to listen to old Kill Switch Engage. Like I forgot how so incredible that band is. Like they've got like three big songs that are just so big to me from like maybe like eighth grade that I was just like so freaking into. So their first song is My Last Serenade from their 2002 album, and then from End of Heartache, The End of Heartache, from the album The End of Heartache, that song. And then of course My Curse, like their biggest song that they have. I just those three songs are so powerful and so meaningful to me. Like not even like what their lyrics are, but just like reminds me of childhood and like they're just so like absolutely beautiful. So go listen to Kill Switch Engage, especially the old shit. It's so good, and they've always been so good. And man, I really need to go see this band. That's probably another band I need to go see. So that's my throwback jams for the week. Those three songs: "The End of Heartache," "My Curse," "My Last Serenade." Go listen to those songs. Those are dope. And then my new jams of the week are gonna be two. One is gonna be the newest Bullet for My Valentine album called Gravity. I've listened to maybe half of it, maybe all of it. I don't really remember, but I'm really digging it. They've got definitely changed their sound from old stuff, but I mean they've been a band for a long time, so that happens. But they have a song called "Letting You Go" on that, and I've been just singing it nonstop and listening to it. Like it was stuck in my head the other day, and then funny enough, we heard it in the car on the way to Fallout Boy. Me and my dad with my family were like, "Oh shit, we just saw this live," so that was pretty cool. But that album is really good. And then the other album, it's not new. I think it's like a year or two old, but the band Bad Omens, their full length album is really good. I've been jamming that a lot, and since I saw most of the songs live, I've really been like it's their self-titled. It's just called Bad Omens by Bad Omens. Really solid full length album that's just got a really good new metalcore just heavy sound. It kind of gives me like Bring Me the Horizon vibes, but a little heavier. And just they were really solid live, really well mixed. Just I really dig this album. My dad is actually really into this album. Like he told me he really liked this band and was like super into them when we saw them. So that's gonna be my other new jam for the week. Go jam those two albums. Go catch both of those bands on tour together right now with We Game as Romans if you can. If you haven't, if you're not from Oklahoma, go listen to them. If you've never listened to them, super sick stuff. So yeah, that's my new jams. So not a whole lot else going on right now. I do am excited. I have a friend named Parker, which I have like three friends named Parker, and my sister's name is Parker. But my friend Parker has been gone for the last year in Afghanistan. He's in the National Guard, and he signed up to go overseas because he wanted to make some money. So he wanted to work. So he's been overseas for literally exactly a year today, or almost a year. And he actually got home today, like back in Oklahoma home, like back home down the street from me home. So super stoked for him to be back. You're probably thinking, well, what does this have to do with cars and music? But he's a car dude through and through. We always go to car meets together, cruise together, help each other with our cars. And he lives like 2 miles away from me. So super stoked to have him back. I can't wait to start doing car stuff with him. He had his parents pick him up a new car while he was gone. He got a fucking Corvette because he's an old man, but he's not even an old man. He's younger than me, but he got a Corvette. Super stoked to see that and see what he does with that. So I'm really just stoked to be doing like car stuff again with him, even though it's like not car season at this point. It's almost fall, or it is fall technically. But really, really excited to be doing that, man. I just miss him coming over, me coming over, and us washing cars or installing bumpers or I don't know, whatever the dumb shit we used to do. It was good times. So stoked he's home. He's the real run. He's the homie. And yeah, let's see. Do I have anything else to talk about? I don't really think so. So maybe I'm just gonna talk. So I just wanna. Hmm, well, so I just want to say thanks, like I always do, to everybody who listens, who supports, who shouts me out, who tells me they listen. Like I keep getting told from people that they when is the next podcast coming out or yeah, I heard this on your podcast from people that I didn't even think would listen to it. So it really means a lot to me like when you're like, yeah, I went and listened to that song because you talked about it or hey, the last one I heard was this one. When's the new one coming out? Like that shit means so much to me. Like more than you'll probably know just because you're like I don't know, you don't know me, but like I really appreciate it a lot and like it's crazy. Like even though I don't get like a ton of views, that I just have this solid of support. And I don't know, it's kind of crazy. Like I've made YouTube videos before in the past where I got way more views and way more people sharing it and talk about it than this, but like I don't know, the support never felt like as real as this support does. So I really appreciate it. It's really cool. Um and yeah, man. Oh, you know what? I think there's something else I could talk about. So I think I mentioned it in the last podcast that they were going to be making it soon, but there's another car club that I'm friends with here in the city called Diverse, and they do a Toys for Tots like car meet every year at like the end of the car show season or like kind of at the beginning of winter. But they actually announced that like right after I had talked about it on the podcast, which is kind of funny. I was like, "Oh yeah, they'll announce that soon," and then they announced it. So December 2nd at Dave and Buster's is their Toys for Tot meet. It's at 1 p.m. until 6 p.m. It's their seventh annual one. Bring $10. I could bring a $10 toy for donation to get in. And okay, Stance will be a part of it. Proper Gang, Team SRT, which is guys with a bunch of SRT Jeeps, will be there too. So that's gonna be dope. They weren't there last year. There's gonna be food trucks and some other stuff. So it's just gonna be really cool. I went to their one last year and it was a lot of fun. A lot of photographers will come, other teams. So that'll be really cool. And also a show I haven't talked about yet. I was gonna wait till I get a little closer, but you know what? A couple months ahead, whatever. December 1st, the day before this meet, is a show at 89th Street or called a show with the band Spite, which is just like a stupid dumb, like incredibly heavy band that I really, really like with some other bands that I really like. So Left Behind, Orthodox. Then there's a couple bands I haven't heard of that I'm gonna have to check out. They might be some future new jams, so you might have to look out for that. But yeah, Spite is heavy. Definitely gonna go to that show. The last time Orthodox was here, I ended up actually missing them because I had to take somebody home because they got too drunk. Cough, cough, Kayla, cough, cough. So if she's listening to this, she'll know and she'll feel bad, but that's okay. But hopefully, I'll get to catch them. I've heard like Orthodox is just insane live. I've seen videos, so that'll be fun. So if you like heavy music, definitely go to that because that show will be nuts. Definitely. And well, I think that's going to be it for this week. Might be a little bit shorter of a podcast. I kind of stay at the 20 mark range, but I'm trying to get there and get more content and stuff. It's just I end up not having a ton of stuff to talk about. I mean, there's been stuff going on in the music world a little bit lately, but not so much the car world. I haven't done anything car related or been to a whole lot of car related stuff, but I'm trying. I'm gonna hopefully order some more car parts soon and maybe talk about that, or you know, and if something happens. Oh, you know what? While I'm thinking about it, I don't know how many of you people watch YouTube that much or have heard of a channel called Haggard Racing. But a bunch of stuff kind of happened with them because that channel's pretty much dead. All of the people who were on the channel just kind of do their own thing now. But one of the old members of Haggard, his name is Rudnick. His YouTube channel is called Ricer Miata. Like, randomly posted like this 30-plus minute video about why Haggard died and why he didn't like them and why he wasn't a part of it and all this stuff. And that kind of sparked a response from like other members of that used to be in Haggard and all of that. I thought that was kind of interesting. So like, yeah, if you like YouTube and you like car content, they've always made really good content, but none of their channels are called Haggard Garage anymore. You I don't even know if you can go find the old videos. They were always really good. They're really good content. So I'm not really sure. I mean I know why they died. Just everybody kind of dipped out and did their own thing and all these other things, but if you like YouTube controversy, it's kind of controversial, I guess. I don't know. It was interesting. It was interesting to me. They do a lot of drifting and car modding content. I really like it. They kind of do a little bit of different stuff now, but it's good. It's really good. So, um, but other than that, I think that's gonna do it for this week. Like I said, I appreciate everybody supporting, sharing, commenting, and telling me they listen and check stuff out because of it. It's really dope to hear. And that's gonna be it for this week, guys. I'm Brady, and this is the Low Life Podcast. Peace.